right, guys. Let's start off with some fresh meat. Tanya, are you in the house?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. So you're gonna do a Zillow intro call
Okay.
with Travi. He's gonna be the buyer. You're gonna be the buyer's agent.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm connecting you to a local agent now.
Hi, is this Travis?
Yeah, this is Travis.
Hi, how are you? My name is Tanya. I'm your designated agent from Zillow.com. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Tanya. Thank you for calling. What can I help you with?
Great. You know what? I just saw your inquiry on 123 Main Street. Would you like to go ahead and schedule an appointment for it?
Oh, yeah, actually, absolutely. Well, I'm free kind of tomorrow around 4 p.m. Would that work with you?
That sounds perfect to me. It seems that it's by appointment. This property is by appointment. So let me go ahead and reach out to the seller and get an appointment to it. And I can get back to you with all the details regarding our appointment. That does sound perfect to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So one more question, Travis. What has you motivated for this property? What are the features you kind of liked it for it?
Oh man, well this one stood out to me just because there's this RV axis on it. It has solar panels and it said in the description that they're paid off, So I really want some of that. Living in the Central Valley, it gets really hot in the summer, so that'll help with the PG&E bill. And then, it was 3 bedrooms and a loft and 2 bathrooms. It just kind of checked all the boxes for me. So
Great. So I wrote down all your recommendations for the property you just mentioned me. And one more thing, Travis, is there any other property that you like? Do you want me to show it to you? Is there any more properties you want to see?
I mean, I'm open to seeing more. That one was the one that just stood out to me the most. If you have any, though, I'd love to check out more.
Oh, well, yeah, I have that, properties according to your recommendations. You know what? I'll bring them to the appointment and we can get forward with it to see it.
Okay.
Great. So, Travis, meanwhile, you'll be getting phone calls from a lot of agents. Just let them know that you have been taken care by Tanya from Camara Group. And I look forward to see you tomorrow to our appointment.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tanya.
Great.
Bye.
So I'll be sending you all the details once I get in touch with the seller, and I'll let you know everything. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. See you tomorrow.
All right, Tanya, pop quiz. Travis, still buyer. You're still the buyer's agent, Tanya. I want to see Google intro script.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jordan, what's wrong?
Rapid fire. We got to be able to
distinguish.
That's the hardest thing to do on these calls. So without pulling up your script, like I said, rapid fire, Tanya, let's go ahead and go. Whether you know it or not, let's see what you can do.
Okay, I'm saying it without my script again. So I may mess up, I may not. So it depends.
That's what we're here for.
That's why we practice. Let's get it.
All right. Okay. All right. Hi, is this Travis?
Yeah, this is Travis. May I ask who's calling?
Hi, my name is Tanya. I'm your designated agent from Home Search website. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. What can I help you with?
Great. I just checked in to see how is your home search going on.
Well, I was kind of just looking right now. I've seen a couple homes here and there, but yeah, just perusing.
All right. So you mean you're just browsing, right?
Yeah.
So I totally respect this. There's never any pressure from us to buy a house. What we encourage our clients is that when they, search the home early on, they tend to lead with less potential mistakes, and then they end up finding a better home for themselves. I really encourage you doing that. And one more thing, Travis, is there a certain time frame that you want to move into your new house?
Well, I kind of have this vision of, within the next year or 6 months to a year living in my own home.
6 months to a year, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what are your area recommendations, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I have a lot of family that lives in the Modesto area, and I live out, in Lodi, and I was just like, I'd rather live a little closer to them, and my job's over there. So I would say like Modesto, Ripon, Salida would probably be my main destination.
All right, you said Modesto. And I know I threw a lot at you, Travis, this time. One more question I need to ask you. Well, like, what are the features you're looking at your house? Like, how many bedrooms or bath you want, and any kind of feature you want, like RV access or, any kind of special thing?
Well, this will be my first home, and it's just me by myself, and my dog. So I mean, I think like a 2-bed, 2-bath, or along those lines would probably be something that I'm looking for. Something with a yard. I definitely like a backyard because I want to, host some friends over and stuff like that.
All right, so I hear you clear, Travis, that you're asking for 2-bed, 2-bath, and with a big yard in Modesto area, and your time frame is around about 6 to a year. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So you know what? I'll put that all your recommendations into my search, and I'll get back to you pretty shortly with all the details for it. Thank you so much once again, Travis, for getting in touch with me. I really look forward to see you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Any feedback for Trav?
Yeah. So there's a couple things that I think they're just like words that you have that you say all the time, which you always say one more thing.
Oh, yes.
One more thing.
Mhm.
Well, it would work if there was really one more thing, but you go just one more thing and then you say, there's like multiple things after that. Usually when you say that, you're getting ready to end a phone call, right? You don't want to say that one because then they're going to think it's going to be, kind of you're kind of cutting, ending the call. But as far as that, you had me. You could have kept going and got me as far as an appointment. I don't think you should have stopped at a search.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was my main thing.
That comes down to experience level, Tanya. So that's why we do this, so you can get a little better. One thing just to piggyback off of Travis is instead of saying, hey, one more thing, maybe, hey, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
That sounds better, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I probably say like, it sounds like a broken record. If you don't mind me asking, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't come across as like, oh, hey, one more thing. And then they think they're going to get off the conversation. And you're like, oh, well, one more. And then like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
But
Okay, wait, now I have a comment.
let's hear it.
She has one more thing to say.
So I had my coaching call with Carrie yesterday, and we were talking through situations like this, and she was like, don't don't say, would you mind me asking?
Oh, okay.
Ask the question. And that's like a thing for me too. I want to like respect that person on the opposite side, but we're asking very general questions. Like we're not asking them where they live. We're trying to be a resource. And if they give us pushback, then I feel like it's a matter of saying like, hey, I'm just looking to better understand your situation so I can help you the best possible way.
Okay.
So yeah, Tanya, so here's the thing, by saying without saying if you don't mind me asking, it comes off more confident. For me, I'm a weenie. Mm-hmm. I have to say that.
I'm a weenie
too. In my head. But Brittany is right. Like if you could just go with your things, it like exuberates confidence and strength. And that's what we're trying to establish, especially as a newer agent. But
yeah, you know what, Jordan, when I'm talking to a client, I just feel like I'm not pressurizing them. So that's what I use, that one more thing, but now I know I don't have to use that. I mean, I have to use that, but only one time, but I'll make sure that I don't repeat it, like in every sentence I say, ask them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and our coach, Carrie, I think you've had a coaching call. She does a really good job of like being direct and just like getting to the point. And I probably need some more of that. So, hey, if you can do it without that little adverb or ad lib, do it. But if you
definitely can, yeah.
If you need it for now, just don't say one more time.
Yeah,
definitely.
I was like, one more time. I was like, okay, well, one more thing. What's another one? Oh, there's 2 more things.
But overall, Tanya, for not having everything mastered, I thought the conversation flowed. And I think if you get a new lead, you can keep that conversation flowing. One thing that stood out to me too is your knowledge of LP Mama. That script you probably just got within the last 48 hours, and you kind of regurgitating that and rehearsed that in a very, very good way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
No, so unless there's any feedback, you got anything else for her, Travis?
No, I mean, I would just say if you I know you're going through the scripts and you're new, so listening to the actual person may be a little harder because you're trying to remember what to say. But I said, hey, first time home buyer, things like that. So I would have kind of pressed on that and got them more interested, because then that would have led you to an appointment.
Yeah,
there's so many programs out there for first time home buyers, that you can actually qualify for, that you may not even have to come out of pocket, for a down payment. This is why I really think maybe we should, kind of have a conversation, about the buying process. Do you have time later this week to meet?
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. I should have used that. Exactly. I'll remember that for the next time.
Yeah. No, it's just little things. But like I said, you went through the whole LP Mama. You went through the intro script very well. And it's just little fine tuning things, which is exactly why we do these role plays,
I totally get it.
And
you're
we're
doing
gonna help
great. You're doing great.
Tanya over time and stuff. So like I said, very, very well done. Next on our hot seat is going to be Andre the buyer, Brittany Marston the buyer, or the buyer's agent. And Brittany, I'm just going to forewarn everybody on this role play, there will be a pop quiz. Whatever you start with, you're going to be asked to do the same thing, just the opposite script right after.
Okay.
Because what I'm finding is we have a hard time, because we have these different scripts and we have all these different leads, it's hard for us to regurgitate the right scripts sometimes. I want to see how well we can do that on the fly. So Brittany, I want to see Google pay-per-click.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Andre?
Speaking.
Hi, Andre. My name is Brittany Marston with HomeSmart PV and Associates. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Hey, Andre, I'm reaching out to you today because you are actually registered on our free home search website, and I wanted to see how that home search is going for you.
It's going all right. We just started just kind of looking.
Okay. So it sounds like you're still in the very early stages of information. Andre, you want to give me an idea about what you're looking for?
I'm looking for 3 beds, 2 baths, good, great school district for the kids, and RV access.
Okay, perfect. 3 beds, 2 baths, RV access, school district, all normal things that buyers look for. What areas are you open to?
I really like Manteca and Lathrop.
Okay. No problem at all. So what I'm going to do, Andre, is I would love to set you up with a home search. That way it can kind of keep an eye on the market. If you see any homes that you like, anything like that. Do you know kind of what price range you're looking in or any other specifics?
We're looking in like $600,000 to $800,000 price range.
Okay, perfect. And Andre, are you going to be the only decision maker?
No, it'll be me and my wife.
Okay, perfect. And Andre, I would love to sit down with you guys. What is your time frame for getting into this new home?
You know what? We haven't really discussed it yet. I would think we'd have to wait until after the kids get out of school because we're going to be moving school districts. So probably, I would say within the next 6 months.
Okay, perfect. Well, 6 months is going to come up very, very quickly. So, and what I find my buyers doing is researching early. So that way they avoid some potential mistakes by, buyers jumping in too late and then looking for a home by their timeline. So like I said, what I'd love to do is sit down with you and your wife just to get a better understanding of what you guys are looking for and kind of help you dial in this home search so you're better prepared when you hit that timeline.
Okay, I definitely, like the idea of that. However, I do need to speak with my wife, being that I'm not the only decision maker before committing to that, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What we can do is we can set it like a tentative appointment for maybe a couple days out from now, maybe let's say Friday. And then you can kind of circle back with your wife and I'll check in with you tomorrow to make sure that that works for her too. How's that sound?
We could do that.
Okay, great. So how does does after work better for you or what time would work best?
I work from home and she's stay-at-home mom. So we can probably do mid-morning, maybe around 11.
Okay, perfect. And does Zoom work for you guys or would you rather meet in person?
We can do Zoom.
Okay, awesome. Well, we can do that 11:30. Let's do that. Let's set up that tentative appointment for 11:30. Like I said, you can circle back with your wife. In the meantime, I'm going to set you up with this market search with all of those features that you were looking for. So you can kind of see if there's anything that you like. That way we can all talk about it on Friday. Okay, perfect, Andre. Well, so nice to talk to you. I will follow up with you with the Zoom information and confirming that appointment. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. Thank you. You too.
Beautiful. Bye. Rapid fire. Zillow intro, same pair.
Okay.
Hi, this is Alex. I'm connecting you to a local agent now.
Hi, is this Andre?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Andre. My name is Brittany Marston. I'm your designated agent through Zillow.com. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great. That is so good to hear. Andre, I am reaching out to you today because I saw your inquiry for 123 Main Street and wanted to schedule a viewing for you. When would be a good time?
I can do tomorrow at 4, but Brittany, I got to be honest, I have an agent.
Okay, no problem. Are you fully committed to that agent, Andre?
I mean, they're not available, so that's the reason why I wanted to see if I can get in tomorrow. But outside of that, I am pretty committed to them.
Okay. Well, how about this? It looks like this appointment is or it looks like this home is by appointment only. So let me reach out to the seller and see if we can get in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Can we agree that if we can get in tomorrow at 4 p.m., I can represent you in putting in an offer on that home if you like it?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay. Perfect. Well, Andre, you know what? I want to make sure I'm exceeding all your expectations. So I'm going to reach out to that seller, like I'd mentioned. I'm also going to shoot you a text with my business card information so you have all of my contact information just in case you need to reach back out to me. In the meantime, you know, other agents probably will call you about this inquiry. Just let them know that Brittany Marston is taking care of you. And I will confirm that appointment as soon as I have that word.
Perfect.
All right, Andre, well, so nice to talk to you. Looking forward to this home showing with you, and I'll circle back with you.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Very, very well done, Brittany. Very, very well done. I thought your close on the Google pay-per-click was amazing. Like the way that you close that into a buyer's consultation, that may be the best version of a close that I've heard in a long time. Kind of just flowed. I don't know if you have that script or whatever, but it sounded really good. The only thing that I will say, and I really don't mind this at all, but I am just going to throw this out to you, is that line, right? Are you just browsing or shopping? Andre kind of led to, and then that whole, hey, I don't care if you led. I think you would have booked that appointment sooner and just went into LP Mama, but hey, it doesn't really matter. I thought you were going to forget about it. And I was about to say, oh man, like that's like the ticket in. So here's the thing. You're so talented with your scripting now, Brittany, you put in so much time that if you want to go off the cusp, you definitely can. And it flowed very well. It did make me nervous throughout the conversation. I was like, is she going to ask, like, you know, are they going to hang out before she gets the opportunity to ask? But other than that, like I said, because you're so talented at it, you can get away with it. But I do think if you drop it earlier on, it's going to have a better flow of the conversation, but that's me nitpicking on the flow.
No, I definitely did jump to LP Mama before I jumped back to the script.
But it's okay because it did flow, right? It's okay. We're not robots. We don't have to do it the exact same way the scripts are. And as long as the conversations flow, I don't mind. And that conversation did flow, and you came in with a dagger at the end to lock in that buyer's consultation. And if I was Andre, I would have locked that in too. I was very impressed with how you conveyed that. On the Zillow lead, I even got more impressed, right? Andre's throwing some kind of objection handlers with you on top of that and kind of, you know, which is great. Thank you for that, Andre. And I thought you handled the I have an agent like flawlessly, like absolutely flawless. You didn't make it weird. It was very cool. And I would have probably wrote that offer with you too if I had an agent, okay? So I don't really have anything negative to say. Andre, Travis, Tanya, Sarah, do you guys have anything you want to throw in there?
I was just going to say, great job on closing the Zillow too. Like you didn't talk about what you like about this home. You didn't talk about, because all they said was I have an agent and they're not available. So you were able to just get me the information I needed. When I threw that at you, you're like, hey, look, hey, it's only fair that I get paid if I show you this house. I agreed with you. And you're like, awesome. And then you might get other calls. One thing you did say is you might got other calls in regards to this inquiry, which was very specific, which I liked, and then you closed it, and that was done. I would have wrote my offer with you too.
That's a great point that I didn't even pick up on, Brittany, is not being scripted, right? So many times we know the script and we just want to get to the script. And Helen, Sarah, Tanya, this is a good refresher for Travis, Andre, and myself. So everybody on this call. A lot of times we want to just get through the script, right? Or, hey, the script's everything, like we got to do that. Well, in this case scenario, you have to improvise. Who cares if they want to see any other properties? Do you really want to go show them more properties if they're committed to an agent? Probably not. Will they even write the offer with you? This is all based off of trust, right? And then do we really care what they're motivated about the property? Because once again, we don't want to create a list. So being very short and sweet and knowing that we're not going to talk this person's head off and annoy them, and we're going to show them that, hey, we're all under the same understanding. I'm going to come and I'm going to show you one property. And if it works out, you're going to make that offer with me. But if not, you're going to go back to your agent and I'm not going to bother you and it's not going to be weird. So,
yeah, and one more thing I want to say, when I first day I started my lead calls, I came across the situation 2 times when they told me they already have an agent, but I really didn't know what to say. And I'm like, okay, fine, I just hang up. And now I know, how to get that conversation going if they tell me that they have an agent, and I'm supposed to ask them like, are you guys fully committed to them, So that I think that really gave me a boost to ask them and keep the conversation going instead of just hanging up the phone on them.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit, Tanya. And I think the rest of the team will agree. When she's saying, hey, I'm going to show you a property, it's because they're reaching out on a live transfer. And that's like the hottest lead that there is, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say from a Google pond or the lead pond. Or let's say it's an old lead or lead that we transfer, then we're just going to use the one line of, are you fully committed to them? Or another thing you can say, oh, great. In this competitive market, the only question I have is your agent full-time?
Oh, yes.
That's going to create some doubt. Are you fully committed to them? Are they full-time? Great questions. But on an old lead or a Google Pond lead, you probably don't want to say, hey, can we agree that if I show you this one property, because they're probably going to burn you.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot different because they're inquiring about that property. They're calling in on that property to schedule a showing. So we do want to take it one step further because they're probably pre-approved. They're probably ready to go. And if they like the home, there is a chance they'll make an offer with us. Those Google Pond leads or the lead pond or the old Google or whatever's been transferred to you, they're probably not pre-approved. They probably don't got their shit together. And that would be a huge waste of your time to go show them a property.
Okay.
But are you fully committed to them? A great line that you heard from Brittany.
Yes.
Another line is, hey, in this competitive market, the only question I have is your agent full-time? And if they say no, they're not, or they're from the out, or another one, are they local? Is your agent local? If they start to say they're part-time and out of the area, that's kind of an easier thing to dispel. Well, hey, I'm a full-time agent. I'm here local. I know the market. I know the deals that are coming up before they even hit the market, et cetera, et cetera.
I totally get it now.
Okay. I just didn't want you showing a bunch of people property that really Brittany's situation is much different. She's probably talking to a pre-approved buyer.
Gotcha.
Sarah, are you on here with us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, the girls have been kicking major ass on the phone. So I figured I'd make it a 3-point trifecta and get all the girls on the calls and see what's going on. Travis, I seen you get up in your seat, man. I'm not calling you out, bro. Take it easy on me. Sarah, I'm going to be your buyer. You're going to be the buyer's agent. Same scenario. I'm going to give you the pop quiz right now. Whatever we start with, we are going to do the opposite rapid fire.
Right. Okay.
So let's start with Zillow.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm connecting you to a local agent.
Hello, is this Jordan?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Sarah Kuzi, your designated agent with Zillow.com. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
I saw your inquiry on 123 Main Street in Stockton. When would you like to go see that property?
Well, we're hoping to take a look at it today around 2:30. I don't know if that would be too soon or if that would work for you.
That totally works for me, but it is by appointment only. So I will have to reach out to the seller and then get confirmation from them that we can view at that time. Does that work for you?
Are you the listing agent by chance, Sarah? Because I was trying.
That's a great.
Listing agent.
Oh, what?
Were you the listing agent, Sarah? I was trying to call the listing agent.
That's a great question. I am not the listing agent, but I am the premier agent in the area. So you still want to go take a look?
Yeah, please.
Perfect. Okay, I will reach out to the seller, and then once I get confirmation, I will let you know via text. Okay?
Okay, awesome.
Perfect. All right, and Jordan, you're probably going to get a lot of people reaching out to you, a lot of other agents, but just let them know that Sarah with the Camara Group has you covered.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, I'll see you then.
All right, rapid fire, Google pay-per-click.
Okay. Hello, is this Jordan?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Jordan. This is Sarah Kuzi with the Camara Group. I was just calling because you were on our home site, and I was just seeing if you were just browsing or if you're looking to make a move in the near future.
You know what? We're just browsing right now, just trying to figure out, what's going on with this crazy market. So I think we're going to be a little bit further out before we're ready to do anything.
Totally. I completely understand. There's never going to be any pressure for me. But what we do find is when people start their shopping early, which is exactly what you're doing, they end up avoiding any pitfalls and find a much better home. So which location or which areas are you looking to purchase in?
I think we just want to be in Manteca. We're born and raised in this area, and we've been renting. So I think we want to go ahead and stay in this Manteca area.
Okay, just Manteca only.
Yeah. My kids all go to school here, and they may have to switch schools, but I would just hate to take them to a new city.
Right. Totally understand keeping it stable with those kids, right?
Yes. They're crazy enough. So.
So you mentioned you have some kids. So are we looking at, a 3-bedroom or possibly more?
Yeah, I got 4 kids, so we're gonna need a little bit more. I'm gonna need 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
Or if I could find a 5-bedroom, I'd be open to that too. But if not, I mean, the littlest ones they can share, and we can make it work with 4.
Okay, so we need 4 bedrooms. Any other criteria that you need in the home?
I would like 3 baths or 2.5 baths, but that's not like a deal breaker for me. I've seen a lot of 4.2s, but I would prefer something closer to a 4.3 if I could.
Got it. Okay. I will go ahead and take note of that. And then if you don't mind me asking, what is your preferred time frame?
You know what? I'm thinking like the 6 to 9 months. We got some credit stuff that we really want to work on and get the credit scores a little bit higher. Right now, we have talked to a lender, but we just weren't able to qualify. So I think once we get the credit scores up, which they're saying about 3 to 6 months, then I think we'll be ready then.
Perfect. I will go ahead and set you up on a market search and then touch bases with you, see if there's anything you kind of like, and we'll just keep in contact.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your call.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. Okay, I do have a question. What should I have referred you to?
Probably
ours or no?
Probably with the Google pay-per-click, probably not.
Okay.
Okay. We may suggest it. If you do, you don't. It's not really a big deal. I thought the conversation was good. The close, like we're maybe working with Brittany.
Okay.
Like a close of still trying to get the buyer's consultation. Here's the thing, I don't really anything that would lead to I want to do a buyer's consultation. But I think, with Brittany on her call, the same scenario, and I think we should ask for it. I think it's going to up your conversion. I think it's going to up the lead pipeline. I think if we're just too committed to getting them on a search, they can get lost and we might lose them. So I'm not sure I would have gave you an appointment right then and there, Sarah, but unfortunately, when we hop off the phone, we don't know.
Right.
So, I think if you and Brittany could work, behind the scenes, Messenger and Slack or something on how she's setting up that closing, just like she did, I think that will improve, like I said, conversion and making money and all that tenfold.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely feel like I want help on that because I feel like I have a lot of people set up on search and I don't really know where to go from there.
Correct. And you may have someone, and this is like with newer agents, I see this happen all the time. We work really hard to set everything up, right? We get their location, we get their price, we get everything. And if you look at the milestones on the Sierra, once you get all that, the very last thing is appointment set, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get their location, if you can get their price, if you can get all the information, their financing, their timelines and everything, then you should ask for an appointment, because if they're going to give you all that, they're somewhat engaged. We have a lot of leads, like Ricardo yesterday, called a lead, hey, this is Ricardo, and they hung up like 15 seconds into the call. Well, we're not going to ask them for an appointment because they're not engaged. So when we get someone who's super engaged, Sarah, and like, oh, thank you so much, and let you run through your script, I think you owe it to yourself, not to me, not to the team, not to anything, but I think you owe it to yourself to at least try and book that appointment. And then if it doesn't work, then set them up on the search and keep it going like you have been.
Okay. Sounds good.
But that would be really awesome if like something like that, Google pay-per-click, and we didn't really think so, and you asked, and that set up a Google or a buyer's consultation for you. Now we're taking those next steps to move them into a showing and then ultimately a closing.
Okay.
And Sarah, remember, like in my mind, I think I had mentioned this a couple of weeks ago that like I started drinking the Kool-Aid because other agents are not responding to clients the way that we are. And it's a benefit for them. It's a benefit for them to understand what they're walking into. It's a benefit for them to understand what's going on in the market. It's a benefit for them to understand what they're looking for more so that we can help them better. And I always revert back to that, right? Like I would love to let you know what's going on in the market so you can have a full picture of what it's holding, and then you can always circle it back to, you're in those early stages of research. when you start doing research early, you avoid those pitfalls and mistakes that some buyers, potentially make because they're not prepared to what this market is holding right now post-COVID.
Right.
And to piggyback on that, Brittany's absolutely right? When we're asking for these appointments, we almost feel selfish, right? We're like, oh, it's about us, and all that. But I just went to a networking event with some other agents at HomeSmart last night, and you could not believe how many people are not even mentioning them waiving their inspection contingency, their appraisal contingency, or anything. And when I was sitting by the fire and talking to these agents, I was asking them, how are you guys getting offers accepted? And they're telling me it's taking 10 offers. It's taking 12 offers, that their sphere of influence is starting to get mad at them. So here's what I'm saying. If you let these people get with an agent like that, you're letting them have a very frustrating experience, and they probably won't even get into a home because they'll give up before they get there. But Sarah, if you give them the opportunity to be with you, even though you don't have any home sales, even though you don't even have a year of real estate under your belt, that will not happen. You will be able to set that expectation, you will be able to coach them, and you will make the real estate experience so much easier for them. So when you do have that appointment, Brittany said, we need to shift our mindset and hey, this is a service for you. This is something you need. If you don't get this information, you may never get to a home, or it's going to be very troubling. Not, hey, I need to pay bills. I need money from my family. We think it's coming across. It's really about them and serving them at the highest level.
Right.
So great. Anyone have any other feedback?
I was just going to say that I've had to deal with other real estate agents in the past. And a lot of my clients have told me this recently, that they're like, wow, you're so nice. And compared to people I've tried to work with in the past. And it's about in my mind, I'm like, well, of course I'm nice. This is not just about my pocketbook. This is about making sure that, I'm doing what's best by you. And I think that we're all in that position, but we have that hunger to say no, we do offer the absolute best service. And Sarah, you're going to work 5 times as hard for any client than maybe a 20-year seasoned real estate agent, because they're just ebbing and flowing through their business now, and we're trying to build still.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, Sarah, it's always a nice little flex. With my recent one this past, he said his cousin's been working with a realtor for 3 weeks, and they've put in 8 to 10 offers, and they haven't gotten one. And then yesterday I show him the property with his cousin, and he was like, yeah, I met this guy on Monday and we got an offer accepted Tuesday. So it's always a nice little flex, it's like, oh well, this is why you need to get with the Camara group.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So one thing, without getting super long-winded, and Brittany, these are such great points that, unfortunately as a team leader, it's been so long since I've been in these shoes that sometimes we forget these little things. And these are really important. When I was a newer agent, really hitting my stride into someone who I was going to be today, these are the tweaks that I made. Stop thinking of selfish for me and start thinking that it's a gift for the client that I'm giving to. But the biggest thing that Brittany's mentioning to you guys is following up, customer service, just being on top of it, right? Just showing that you care. And those don't require any skill sets. Those don't require any experience, anything. It requires you to show up and be a very compassionate human being, which I see in Sarah, and I see in Tanya, and I see in Helen. So for you newer agents, right, when you're making these phone calls, it's a little bit intimidating. You don't have sales, you may not have a lot of showings, you may not have a lot of practice with buyers consultations and all of these things, right? Brittany, when she's in your same shoes, it wasn't that so great on the phones at that time. She sounds really good now, but that wasn't the case back then. It's her compassion, it's her service, it's her being there for people that, hey, I know how big of a process this is. That's what's helping her win. So if you're intimidated by your calls, if you're intimidated by your buyer's consultations that I don't have them mastered, or I don't have this, that's not really what transitioned you. It's showing you that you're so much different than the other agents, and they don't care about your experience. They want someone who can answer the phone, who's going to be available for them, and be able to coach them through this.
Right.
And I love your feedback, Travis and Andre. Are you in agreement to this too with your guys' transition, or differently?
You know what, Jordan, I totally agree. The clients on the other side, they don't know actually what are we supposed to say, or our scripts. As you know, I messed up my first lead on Zillow. It was a totally screwed up. I was in a completely total different world with him. My questions were out of this world to him. But guess what? I am doing a showing with him on Saturday because he doesn't know that I messed up the script with him. You just have to keep the conversation going as far as you can. And you know how I messed up the script.
We talk about this, and this is all out of love, and you would agree too. We probably couldn't have messed that call up anymore, right? We got nervous, we didn't have the confidence, we used the wrong script, all that, and that's fine. And even with all that said, you booked a showing. So like I said, for my newer agents, without being a dead horse, if you're nervous, if you're scared, like all those things, it's okay. But a lot of those things don't matter. Nailing your script down 100% isn't what's going to land the client. Landing your buyer's consultation, showing them that you care, that you're here, that you're listening to them, that you know what they're looking for, that's going to win over the client. The scripts and everything is just extra. It's gravy on top for you to come off as an expert.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys all. This was a great role play. Brady, thank you so much for that feedback at the end there. I think that really helps and put things in perspective. Andre and Travis, thank you guys, everything for you guys do. Our newer agents, thank you for showing up and getting better. If you guys need anything from me, I'm just a phone call away, and I'll see you guys soon, okay?